Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Off the Cuff, OTC. And I promise you, even before we have had this conversation, that this is going to be a memorable one. Because it's once in many years, in fact, it's once in many Olympics sometimes, that we win an individual medal in India and then a silver. On top of that, we have a young woman who's 21, and with her, we have a teacher who's himself been a world champion and who now produces world champion, just like people produce cars of the assembly line, world ranked players. So, all of you, welcome to this very special evening, and our guest today, PV Sindhu, who needs no introduction. PV Sindhu, an applause to begin with. And Pullela Gopichand, so until the rise of Pullela Gopichand and Prakash before that, we never thought that we could produce world champions in any field other than billiards. There was Michael Ferreira, or snooker, or maybe chess, somewhere there. So these guys, for the first time, showed us that in a physical sport which requires so much agility, Indians could beat the world. And then came the ladies, and they haven't looked back. So Sindhu, many congratulations.
Thank you.
And Sindhu, as you can see, stands heads and shoulders above everybody anyway. So Sindhu, it's a question you should answer. I thought I'll ask Gopi, but I'll ask you first. I heard that when you went to train with Gopi, you were this small.
Yeah.
And as he started training you, his problem was that every few months you will get a bit taller. So he had to readjust his code reach and everything. So tell us that story.
I started at the age of 8.5. So, and I've been with him since then. So he used to tell me before that, you know, if you don't become tall, then you see what's going to happen now. I've become tall, then he's like, okay, enough. So I think height is an advantage in one way because of the reach and everything, so it shouldn't be a problem. But then there are also disadvantages, you know, like sometimes when you're bending and stuff. But overall, it's not really an issue because if you can see in the country, like everywhere now, there are so many, you know, tall ladies like Carolina Marin and also Lee Zuri. So.
But you were taller than her.
Yeah.
You were the tallest in your competition. So, Gopi, besides the fact that she kept on growing all the time, what were the other challenges you faced, and what is the potential that you saw in her when she first came in as an 8-year-old?
Well, for one, I think her parents are sports persons. Her father is an Arjuna Awardee in volleyball, and her mother is a volleyballer herself. So I knew that she would be tall and strong, and she was anyway lean growing up. So the challenge was that how to make her strong. So from a very young age, the idea was to get her off, to make her legs stronger so that when she grows up, she doesn't have problems at the international stage. And worked on it. It's been a slow, long process. Every now and then I had to defend myself when people would watch television and come and say, you need to work on her legs, it's not strong enough. She needs, it's easier said than done to develop strength for a tall athlete when she's still growing. But with her, I think the challenges were sometimes she was a little moody on court, gets very emotional on court, but just never a challenge with the work ethic though. It was something which was fantastic all through. I don't remember, in fact, ever having said her a time and she bargained with me about the timing or the training. So if she had to have a hard training, she would say, let's get done with it now rather than later. So that's the quality which I really liked about her.
For someone that young?
Yeah.
Was he a tyrant? Is he a tyrant?
Like, I'm very thankful to him because he's sacrificed so many things and also has been really working hard. Like not only me, but then whole day he's on court training others also since morning until evening. So I think we all have to, be very grateful for his patience, one thing. So I think that's the main thing we all have to learn. Because since morning until evening, he's on court, like playing with everybody. But at least we get, rest some days, some time, but then he's always on court.
So, how do you prepare for a big match? For example, this final, you are going to play world number 1. She's a well-known player, you know her style, you know her method. What do you think the previous night?
Normally we watch her matches. Me and Gopi sir just discuss about the strategy and how to play and what to play. So accordingly we just discuss, and then I get prepared, and before the matches also we just warm-up sessions. He'll just talk to me you'll have to be ready for this, or she does this and everything. So that way we prepare ourselves.
So what happened? Your first game you turned midway. You were trailing and you turned. And second game became a bit one-sided on the other side. So what did she do that changed the game? And what is it that you did not do?
Yes, first game I was trailing, but then I came back, and second game I think she started, the shuttle was a bit faster, but then I was lifting more, and then there were too many outs, and I gave her a huge lead. So by the time I covered, she just maintained that lead and finished off the game. And coming to third game, again I was trailing 10-6, but then I came back and we changed the courts. So there was a bit, it was a bit fast, or the drift was. So by the time I realized, then I was playing differently, but then she already took the lead. So I was about to cover, and then she finished it off that way.
So which is the match that mentally you thought would be tougher? This one or the one 3 matches earlier?
I feel from the first...
You came up against the Chinese.
The
infamous Chinese.
From the first round, it was tough. It's not that, it was easy in the first round, but then... because each match was really very important, and we just thought match by match, one match at a time. So from the first round, I played against Canada, it was a 3 sets, and then I played against Thai Zuing. So each one has a different style of play, had different style of play, so we had to plan accordingly, and strategy-wise also. So I feel each and every match was equally tough.
Something I think we overheard in the semi-final, where I think after the first game you said, stay focused, she's got no weapons. You said that, didn't you? So see, we were eavesdropping. So what exactly made you say that? I mean, did you think that the Japanese was just purely defensive? And
yeah, I think at 5 feet, she wasn't having much weapons, and Sindhu had enough in her retrieving capabilities to ensure that she could win the game defensively as well. And for me, the thing was, which I was telling her, was finish the first game. I want the fist up, punch in the air. I want you to finish the second game, close the match, lift your hands up, get it done. And since finish the rally, see through the end of the rally, and finish the match and see through the end of the match, because you want to ensure that the thought of winning is done with, and you're not stopping at the last hurdle and faltering there. So I just wanted her to finish the point and finish the game, and that's what I was consistently doing.
So what happens to an Indian athlete's mind when you get to a stage where you know a medal is guaranteed, right? Because even the media is like that, bronze guaranteed, right? We don't say, now there's a chance for gold. Everybody says bronze guaranteed. Then you get to final, everybody says silver guaranteed, right? What happens to an athlete's mind?
I think for me particularly, this time at the Olympics, when I was playing my semi-finals, before that, I was just thinking about it, because I thought this time everybody was like, okay, you play the semi-finals and bronze, but then I felt, okay, in case if you lose, then you'll also have to play the losing semi-finals. So if I had to play the losing semi-finals also, but I was thinking, okay, this time I'm not going to get bronze because I had enough bronze. And then I was thinking to myself that, okay, this time I'm not going to lose no matter what. This is what I thought, because I have World Championships bronze back to back. So
we are such a partisan audience, because when the other semi-finalist who lost got injured, everybody said bronze is guaranteed. You don't even have to play that match. But you don't relax like that.
Yeah. That way, yes. I mean, when she got injured, so when people said that, you know, even we don't want a bronze like that.
Like that, yes.
So if anybody wants to win and then take it. So.
Right. So, Gopi, tell us a secret. What is it? What is the secret book you keep reading on the side?
There's some amount of strategy which I write, some amount of words which we keep, which actually help us to focus and get back to things. So I just want her to read those things to feel, and some of it is very simple stuff in the sense it's just that I am rock solid. Nobody can defeat me, and I'm powerful. And you walk that, you walk the talk, and you kind of go out there and you just breathe in and you feel strong, and you reiterate that in the middle of the match when there is a doubt and you say, no, I can't lose. And it's just that. So the thought was that at the end of the day, it's sport. You win, you lose, it's not really in our hands, but at least the effort should be there till the last. And it should be there that we don't believe that we are losing, and no matter what. And that's all, I think, is in our hands.
So when you were reading out of that book and it looked like you were chanting, could she hear you, or you were chanting? We thought you were chanting some mantra to keep yourself calm.
Well, I think that was really necessary as well. But I think there was so much of pressure. I think for me personally, this Olympics, I think it just reminded me of the Olympics which I lost in 2000. And I had these memories about how I felt, at least not the world, but at least I felt I was close to getting a medal in 2000, and I messed it up. And I came back like a zombie in the sense that I didn't know what hit me for about 3 to 4 months. I just had this weird feeling when she was playing the quarterfinals that she's going to get to the semifinals, and there's another 2 matches, and I just wanted to win this one match and get a medal, and finally let's get done with. I didn't want to do that semifinal business of losing semifinals, I said first get the medal. And yeah, there was pressure, and for me, I think what was important was whatever body language I do should be what Sindhu wants to see from me. So whatever I was doing with her back to me was for me, but whatever I was doing when she was looking was for Sindhu.